chopper. Circle the ends, everybody fucker. 90 bus fully up a copper. My brain fly like a buckle stopper. And all them talking no really matter. Dark rainfall that a change weather. We no dump in a face, what do me weather? People have it dead, feel we feel better. And we no talk if we not do it. And when we go street, 50 caliber they travel with the shark teeth. One press and them go sleep. 5 piece in a chest like them all. We no talk if we not do it. And when we go street, 50 caliber they travel with the shark teeth. One press and them go sleep. 5 piece in a head stop them all beat.
You say you used to wild both, right?
Second?
You say you used to wild both.
Yeah, I'm too.
Your brothers or something. Christ fed alive.
Yeah, we speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah,
Y'all like shit.
well, listen, I'm a
Like
cult
shit.
leader.
About the show.
Yeah, well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
You too bad, bitch.
They say I'm in the cult, they say a nigga lost, but I done lost it all. Family and all, they didn't get involved. They just wanna ball, son wanna stall. Back against the wall, we gon' show them all. I don't wanna be here, land of the slaves. We are not afraid, we are not the same. I ain't seen death, nigga, look them in his eyes. My higher man told me don't look surprised. Them haters gon' try, but them devils gon' cry. I don't wanna side, nigga, I just wanna ride. I don't wanna hide what I really feel inside. Them devils gonna pay for what they did to mine. Look me in my eyes. I want 7 wives. I want 7 kids. I want them to know that it was no hoe, that it was no joke. This is how it go. I do it with no patience. I mean no hesitation. Come on, no, we waiting. Look at what they saying. I can't let it be. I can't turn the cheese for what they did to you and what they did to me. They say I'm in the cult. I guess I'm in too deep. I guess it's really deeper than it really needs to be. Forever is one West. Forever we the best. You don't want to test. There's only one West. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
Wages of sin, death to your cult leader.
All right. Hey, listen, y'all give me a good surprise today. Young man there going just, tell them dreads.
God.
Sayonara. See you later.
God.
You know what I mean? Get out of here. That's the end of that.
Right.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. I know the struggle. Trust me. I know the struggle. It was rough. The first time I heard I had to damn cut my dread. Right. I damn near fainted. I John Mayak remember saying that. John Mayak said, "Get them filthy things off me. Get them there." Brother, there was a wall right here. I did this shit here. I leaned up. I had to give up the damn ghost. It was rough. I remember it.
God, sir.
I remember it. I listen. They were telling you. I was like, well, he went. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna ever come back. See this dude walking. I was like, well, this had to be somebody friend or something.
God, sir.
But when he walking, I see him look. I was like, God damn. Look at this out there here.
God.
All right then.
All right.
I was wrong. Salakia. I was fucking wrong. Yeah, that was a bit of pride too. You know what I mean? I wasn't the only one famous for cutting dreads. You know what I mean? I didn't mind myself. That's what I did know. I take it up in degrees.
Right.
If somebody cut yours, I cut mine. I did that shit myself. I know how hard it is to cut a limb off. Because after a while, them dreads do become limbs. Them dreads do become, an appendage. That's the best way I could put it. They do turn into an appendage, something, that you're just a little bit too attracted to, too attached to.
Right.
That's what I should say. They do turn into that. They do. It's like Jordans. So imagine somebody tell you you can't wear no Jordans or LeBrons. I forget you always see next generation. Tell you you can't wear no damn LeBron. Do my favor. Go in that just over the microwave.
Okay.
There's something called Angostura bitters.
Okay.
Please bring that for me.
Okay, sir.
I'm having a good drink tonight. I was planning to anyway. But I see this brother coming here with no dreadlocks, and this brother coming here from Denver, Colorado. I was like, goddamn, the next knock on the door is going to be a house shot. I got this somewhere in Revelations, because and one going to be on his left, and one going to be on his right. Thus save the Lord. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. All right. So, anybody have questions before we get into some holes in this house? Some holes in this house. They got some holes in this house.
Mike, sir, right over the microwave?
The short cover, not the slanted one. The one with all them spice and cooking stuff. You see, it should have a yellow top. Go ahead,
Sir, I had a question about Isaiah 34 through 6.
Okay. Let me get with you.
Sir.
Isaiah 34, 1 through 6?
4 through 6.
Isaiah 30, not 34.
Not 34.
Okay. Now let's get it.
Okay. You need to scroll back. Isaiah 30. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 4.
Anybody? Nah. It's a slim bottle. I think them is not good bro. You could put those back.
You something me?
Yeah. Those not, they ain't too wild. You could put those back. Anybody have an extra one? Let's get them one of yours, bro. If you don't mind. Let me show you what it look like is that. Because it might be all the way to the back. If it's not there, then it's a done deal.
You got Isaiah 30? 30 verse 4?
Yeah.
This is chapter 30. No, sir.
Oh, okay.
You might see it somewhere.
Okay.
To what?
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
For his princes were at Zoar.
You can let the brother read that. Let that new head free of dirt and dead lice and eggs. Now I can tell that to you. Before I can say shit, I'll offend him on the truth. Now I can talk about them filthy, disgusting eggs and lice and shit that be in the root. They ask him, how much time you gotta wash your head after you cut them dreads? A lot. All that dust cake up in the 2 times. Yeah, that's a lot. You have to make a meat 2 times. You know what I mean? He's like Casanova, the 2 times. But the base of that damn dreadlock is muck and grime and grease and everything just caked up right there for them insects to go into. You know what I mean? No matter how you wash that shit is not clean. You know what I mean? Go ahead,
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 4. For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help nor profit, but a shame.
Skip up to verse 1 if you don't mind, all right? We're going to help a little bit for the context.
Chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
Right? That first word, woe, you want to read that real strong. But that's like, judgment.
Right.
I mean, woe to the rebellious children. Go ahead, read it again.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord.
Right? So it's like he's saying, judgment, destruction to them rebellious children. Woe unto them. Right? Woe is old English word that means destruction.
Right.
Just like you see people riding a horse and they take the reins, the horse about to do something, it's like whoa, like hold up. It's like giving you that warning because to go further gonna mean something bad gonna happen you don't want to happen. All right, go ahead.
that take counsel, but not of me.
Mm-hmm. That take counsel, but not of me. That's a good topic to start off with.
I don't see it, sir. Yeah, I don't see it. It's not the fridge.
You could look, I doubt. I highly doubt it. And bro, this ain't gonna be complete without it. Go ahead. It might be on the door, but if not, don't sweat it. Go ahead, read again, Peter.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
Right? Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. So now, first off, who is the children?
The 12 tribes of Israel.
That's the children, right? Because that's who he would call rebellious.
Right.
There's nobody else who could rebel against the Lord but the children of Israel. You get the point? Rebelled against Moses. This is a rebellious and stiff-necked people in the wilderness.
Right.
Try to remember that. Moses did all that work on behalf of the Lord.
Right.
All right? And, okay, that the general broke it down real good. Just imagine walking through the Red Sea. It's hard for us to imagine. Most of us never even walked through that pool.
Right, God.
It's hard to imagine that you have water that's, as tall as the damn Washington Monument. If you ever go stand up next to the monument, you'll see how tall that bitch is. Right? That's a huge pillar.
Right.
And there's a wall of water that high on one side, and then on the other side, and in the middle here it's dry. But it used to be wet.
Right.
Imagine seeing that as the finale after frogs and locusts and everything, and then the death of the firstborn, and then Pharaoh saying, "Here, take all my money, just leave." You mean leave? Yeah, leave. And then after that, you walk through that shit. Then we want to go back to Egypt. What you're doing is not enough, blah, 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 blah. But if you know black people, you can see it. If you know the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians,
right,
you could damn near see, it ain't really that surprising. It ain't really that surprising. How do I know? Because each and every one of us is a bunch of ungrateful ass Negroes if it wasn't for the truth. The truth makes you a lot more grateful. You get the point? It makes you a whole lot more grateful for things. And you appreciate small mercies.
Right.
You grow to appreciate the small mercies this world has. Right. Because of this white man, our appetite has grown to something. It has grown for things that are not necessary. And it has grown we have gotten a taste for our life and our culture that's not ours.
Right.
You understand? Like the things we aspire for, that ain't our culture.
Right.
That ain't our life. You know what I mean? That Cardi B, I'm going to get to her in a second. You're giving Cardi B a hard time. Nigga, your mamas did that same shit.
Right.
Your sisters, your aunties, some of y'all did that shit. Oh, listen, the bunch of them who's like, what happened to WAP? What happened to WAP? You're forgetting you're collecting child support on the end of the month?
Right.
You're forgetting for a second?
Right.
We're going to get to it. That Cardi B, remember her teeth was all jacked up. She did not have that body at first, but she desired it. Why? Because we done married into the culture of this nation, of these oppressors. Right. So now she had to go do that and do this and fix that and fix this. You going to say something?
Salagna, were you already had a question on
topic? Just hold it. You get a pen and paper and just write it down in case you're going to forget. Just hold it for now, all right? Until we come on back. Right? So, the 12 tribes of Israel, we have become a rebellious people against the Lord.
Right. And
he's saying, woe unto the children, this rebellious children that take counsel but not of me.
Right.
What does that part mean?
It means that they take counsel from other nations, but they don't take on
They take counsel from other nations. They take counsel from the comic book, from the obituary, from the horoscope. They take counsel if they wake up on the left side of the bed versus the right.
Yep.
I'm not the Lord. They take counsel from everything else,
right, except
the word of the Lord. You get the point? They take counsel from everything else except the word of the Lord.
So like, sir, if I may, what you're saying is so heavy. There's a famous meme going around right now saying, text her at 3333 444 and 1111. So,
Yeah.
so she'll think the universe sent you. And it's funny, but it's
Try it.
It's really how our people have been so destroyed. We take counsel in all type of garbage and superstitions and stuff like that.
Exactly. Like that has become, you know, like how you make life decisions.
Right.
You know, a dream.
Right.
You know, a black cat.
Right,
Black cat go across, you gonna walk back inside. y'all, I don't know if y'all do it. Y'all do that walking in the house backwards thing after a certain hour?
Nah.
That's a Benjamin superstition. After a certain hour, brother, you come home. I forget which hour it is, it's been so long. But you had to walk in the house backwards.
Good night.
And when you close the door, I think you had to throw salt over your back or some shit like that. Because there's some, I forget what it is exactly, but there's so much Benjamin superstitions about what we call Jumbie, which is like, Jamaicans will call it duppy.
Duppy, okay, yeah.
Y'all call it a ghost.
Yeah,
we call it jumbie, like something will come get you. Right? There's different superstitions. The Benjamites have some called, I think it's a French word, it's called larger bless. It's not spelled how it sounds. It's spelled like how French does spell this shit. But it's a woman with one foot is a regular foot and the other foot is a cow foot. And she comes and knocks on your door. And she bad as shit. And you would not know. You would not know that this is some demonic thing until you invite it in, and then you hear her walking 1 foot regular, 1 foot up, like. And you should mess, brother. The more the stories you grew up with, and that's how people live. People live like, you know, the larger bless. There's another thing they call it sukunya. Sukunya is an old woman or old man or something like that that flies at night. You might hear somebody might say, "Where you going?" Like, if you wake up late the next day or you're tired, you might hear somebody might say, "What you do last night?" It was flying. So flying is like, because this thing turns into a ball of fire at night and preys on people. Right, and comes and bites you and sucks your blood. Bullshit, right? Really, it's a story for whores, because whores will wake up with hickeys from sleeping with the other nigga, and of course the sukunya. So they tell you keep salt, because the sukunya takes the skin off, turns into a ball of fly and takes flight. So if you find the skin, you salt the skin. When they put the skin back on, they burn them. Brother, it's a whole ton of superstitious. And there's people who believe it. There's people who fully believe it, brother. In Guyana, they have another myth about dwarfs. I'm coming to you, all right? They call them bucks. You have a buck dollar, a buck of a deer. They call them a buck. You get a buck. It's these little people that would live in the forest. You get a buck. This buck has power to give you what you want, but you have to feed him. Right? So if you take him and bring him in the house and you give him food and, you know, drink and liquor, you could get whatever you want. It's this new job, high-paying job, woman, man, whatever. But if you stop feeding the buck, he gonna kick your ass. He gonna beat you silly. And there would be different superstitions about, that was not a buck in the basement, or delete the house. That was not a buck, delete the house. Be careful, don't mess with them. But it's superstition, it's dumb nonsense, it's counsel from, I'm just using that as an example, but there's a Christian counsel, the Muslim counsel, there's a 5%, Scientology, whatever it is not from the Lord. Go ahead,
Salakia, sir, if I may. What you're saying, once again, it is so heavy, because I'm just thinking about my experiences in the Christian church. So like everybody in the Christian church, especially the women, it's always some type of sign or God says something to them and they heard God actually speak to them. And they base things off of that.
Exactly. It's stupid. That's the best I could say. So it's woe to them who take counsel that's not of me. Go ahead.
And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Right? And they cover with a covering that's not of the Lord's Spirit. They take a covering on that does not belong to the Most High. What does that mean?
Salaki, would that mean they take on
No sweat. But yeah.
If I may, sir.
Let me get on the young man first.
No,
Go ahead,
sir.
Salami, sir, if I may. The covering is they take counsel from everybody else but the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually are living it instead of taking counsel from the Most High and living it and showing it.
You're right, but you ain't getting really full, what counsel is. You know what I mean?
So like you said, man, they're taking on the actions of everything the Most High is against, sir.
Say that again?
They're taking on the actions and functions of everything that the Most High is against.
You wanted it, getting woman.
So now the covering, if I may, sir, is the protection. They seek protection from these other nations, things that are not of the Most High. A precept would be they go down to Egypt seeking paraphrasing.
That's what we get into. That's in the same chapter.
Oh, so
but you more on it too, because that.
If I may, could you pair this with the precept with Adam and Eve and the fig leaves of how they were ashamed of being of following the philosophies of the Lord, following the laws of the Lord. So they took on the philosophies of the other nations. They envied the culture and the ways of the heathen.
That's it. The covering, they take a covering, but not of me. Meaning, it's like a cover. A cover is supposed to, like at night, keep you warm,
right?
Protect you from the cold. There's a cover in the spirit that we have as being the 12 tribes of Israel. Think cover. In today's society, a good example of cover would be, let me see, a celebrity.
I was going to say a face mask.
No, face mask ain't protecting you from shit. But they ticket. Right. It's the only, just about the only thing. And if you're dealing with certain cops, you gain that ticket, face mask or not.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like Michael Jordan. He has a son.
Right.
That son could get into certain places because he's Michael Jordan's son. Right. Can he play basketball? He can play basketball.
Yeah, he decent.
See, y'all don't know shit.
Yeah,
that was a trick question.
Yeah.
He can play basketball. Yeah, he ain't Jordan though.
Right.
That's the difference. He's not Jordan, but he could play basketball. He has decent stats in his little college and stuff. Yeah. He wasn't outstanding, but he wasn't trash. But because he's Jordan's son, he could get into certain places.
Right.
He could get certain people to listen to him because he's wearing that cover. Right. He belongs to this person. He can have that cover. That cover is more so the reputation because of who you belong to.
Come.
Right? It's like you're so and so son, or you belong to this fraternity, like them Greek fraternities, them cute dogs with the little the old gay ass brand, and the all that bullshit.
That's right.
I don't mean a goddamn thing. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, for them, at that time, I guess they think it would get them somewhere.
Right.
But they want that covering. They want that covering. So next 20 years, they look for a slave. Yeah, this is my brother. This is my brother. You think they know each other for 30 years? No.
Right.
It's just they park in the same lot, and they got cap or something. And somebody have a red and white cane. And now, hey, you went so yeah, Captain Cell, they can die. And they do a secret shake, and now they know each other. But they have the covering of that Greek fraternity. You understand? They don't have another cover. Right. You go into college, you want to get a degree, you think your degree gonna get you in the door. Not knowing this nigga, his GPA is 0.5, but he's Kappa. Right. So he gets in front of you. Right. You understand? The Lord's people take a covering, but not of the Lord. Right. We cover ourselves with things that is not the Lord, but things that we think could help us, protect us, advance us into society. Right. Go ahead.
So, like I said, if I may, I want to because I know in Esau's military, one of the big things is masonry. So, would that be the same thing as a cover? All the brothers try to be a mason.
Mason? Like a lodge?
Yeah, kind of what kind.
I mean, yeah. It's like a fraternity. It's fraternity, sororities for the girls and sorority, right? Yep, sororities, the girls with the bullshit. I did this flipping their head. Yeah, like, this goddamn bitch head don't fall off. Don't get none of them bros, huh?
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you. I see them in action.
Yep,
You don't want none of that shit. You don't want none of that. Keep that right there. That exhaustive head movement should tell you every goddamn thing. You go in our room, you see a pink and yellow bag, walk right to the escape it quickly with quickness. You know what I mean? Because they take a covering that's not of the Lord.
Right.
So how they live their life, which is, somebody said something like that. Like that's how they live because of the covering. I think it was you said it, right? Who you bring us up?
I was saying, because of the counsel, they listen to everybody else except the Most High.
Right.
And then they actually live it out.
They live it out. So now that covering, if you're, alpha, sigma, whatever, you have to live a certain way.
Yeah.
Because alphas don't do, sigma don't do that. Delta Phi, something. We don't do that shit.
Right.
You can't be you can't be a ski-wee, Where's your pink?
Right.
Where's your pink and green?
Right.
You get the point? It's like that. And now we operate like this, and we do this, and we share women, and we do this, we get high. Yep. Or if you're a woman, you share men. That's how they live, but that's not how the Lord covering is. If you're a Christian, thou art loose, file for divorce.
Right.
Now, once again, I don't know what happened between Cardi B and Offset, and I'm not specifically talking about their situation. She may have a good, valid reason to divorce that man.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you what that reason is at the end of the class. If you're a good sister, stick around for it. If you're a slut, leave now and go divorce your man. See, I knew that was a good reason.
Yeah.
Sign for divorce. You're a slut.
Right.
Machine. All right? Because we're putting this drink out, okay? Right? So all that is different coverings. Because I was bringing out in Genesis, where they say Adam and Eve was naked. People think they was literally naked, which is not true. How you know that's not true? How you know they were not literally naked? You may not have had the Genesis breakdown yet, but it says they were naked and ashamed. Pull the precept from me quickly, somebody.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked.
Mm-hmm.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Right? So now, growing up, what did they teach you about this in the church?
That Adam and Eve was in the garden and they was bare but naked.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't know there was a light.
Right.
Babies. It's always, it doesn't cease to amaze how a deviant always goes back to naked baby.
Exactly.
Always, and the root of everything is a naked baby.
Yup.
They teach you that Adam and Eve was naked,
right,
but they didn't know anything because they was innocent.
Right. Nah.
They was innocent. They wasn't, exposed to life, because being exposed to life makes you realize, hey, I'm naked, I need to wear clothes. No, dummy.
Right.
It's called good common sense and decency and order and having the spirit of the Lord to wear clothes. The heathens are not into wearing too much clothes.
Right.
All right. And the white man would go naked if he could do it.
Yeah.
He'd go do it.
That's right.
Brother, it'd be 78 degrees in DC. This nigga running in his pants this short, this long, and bareback. I was like, it's not that hot.
Yeah.
What is you talking about? But they get naked for every reason. The Africans, forget about them. The East Indians, they don't have the culture we have.
Right.
But in Genesis, the nakedness was, they knew, Adam and Eve knew now that they were not like the other nations who was around. And that's, today, put that into today's language, Adam and Eve realized that they were niggas.
Right.
It's LeBron James when they carved nigga on his gate.
Yep.
It's Henry Louis Gates Jr. You remember him?
Yeah,
Henry Louis Gates Jr. came home from some speech. He's a big time professor. Came home from doing some speech, went to his $1 million home. The door, he said the lock was bad, it's been bad. But because he came home at 2, 3 in the morning, he is there fiddling with the lock. His neighbor looked out, saw a black man fiddling with the lock, called the cops, and then they arrested him. When the cops arrested him, he said, I'm a Harvard professor. Look at my Harvard ID. Look at my Harvard ID. Why is he saying look at my Harvard ID?
Because that's what he thinks will protect
That's his covering.
Right.
He is not like Nigga, this is my house. Like all them white boys talk to them cops.
Right.
What the heck? Get off me, bro!
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You mother.
Yeah.
They don't, like them white boys go the hell off. They don't tell you where they're working.
Right.
They don't tell you none of that. But he has to tell you where he works because that's his covering.
Right.
But that means I'm a good person and not a nigger.
Right.
Right? It's Oprah Winfrey shopping for bags in Sweden.
Yep.
And the white woman follow her all over the damn store. It's one of them rappers. They follow all over the store and he went and bought out the store. Can't remember who. But it's just being black in America or in American society or European society, the things you do to make yourself not be like, you from, Barry Farms.
Right.
If you're from DC. You know what I mean? You're not from there. You're not a Bama. You're not one of these Bamas. You know what I mean? You don't wear New Balances. What's the H brand?
Helly Hansen.
Helly Hansen. You know when you go to shop? No New Balance, no Helly Hansen. You ain't wearing that Scully that, it ain't all the way pulled on. You're not DC, look. You're not doing that shit. You ain't wearing that because you don't want nobody call you a Bama.
Right.
You understand? So instead, you from a certain place, you from uptown, you use an uptown dress or whatever, because you don't want to be from over there.
Right.
You get the point?
Right.
You're going for a job interview, so where are you from? 16th Street? Northwest. Northwest, like Kanye. Oh, yeah, right by the Gold Coast. You know what I'm talking about? Gold Coast is that place on 16th Street where them rich Africa and them rich people live. You ain't telling them you from, Stanton Road. You ain't telling them from Naylor Road. No. Before or after the traffic lights. No, you tell them that because you don't want, now you're naked.
Right.
And if you on the job and you all tight ass and, chest all puffed, then, yeah, hey, how you doing, Jim? And you see somebody from Naylor Road, gotta go to the bathroom. Because now,
right.
If he should see you,
right,
or put or whatever his name is,
yeah,
now you're gonna be naked and ashamed,
right.
even though you have clothes on. Now your boss and them is like, I thought he said he was from the Gold Coast. The truth is, that conversation is going on in your head.
Right.
Them devils don't give a rat's ass where you from.
Right.
But that conversation, as you looking at them talking, and you're such a fool, Jimmy. You think they're talking about you because your homie from down there with the, the New Balances and the Helly Hansen hail you out. They don't give a damn. Mm-hmm. But in your head, it's like, oh, shit. How do I get out? Because you feel naked. Yeah. You feel exposed. That's what happened to Adam and Eve. So now, for us not to feel exposed, we do things to not be a nigga. Right. Shave your face, clean, get one of them, ball Michael Jordans, wear certain types of clothes, talk a certain way, go to a certain school. Right. You know what I mean? Marry a certain woman. If you're black, if you're a black man, marry a certain man. If you're a sister, it's self-hatred. Being naked and ashamed is self-hatred. It's the first, instance of black self-hatred in the Bible. Right. That's what happened to Adam and Eve. Why? Because Eve took on a covering that was not the Lord. She took counsel that was not the Lord. She took it from the serpent, Satan. Right. Sidebar: be careful who you're taking counsel from. Watch it. Figure it out. Right. Not all counsel is beneficial for you. The scriptures say, have 1,000 friends, but have one counselor. Right. You get the point? Not everybody is to take counsel from. Right? So because you live in America, you think it's okay to take counsel from your woman. Okay. Scripture say, don't consult with a coward in matters of war. Right. Why? Because he ain't built for war. Right. A woman ain't built to give you no goddamn counsel. Right. You understand? Eve took counsel from an effeminate, rebellious man. Right. In the serpent. Right? Who in the reincarnation is? Esau. All right. Give me some more in Isaiah.
Is that Isaiah 30?
Isaiah 30.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 30, chapter 1. Isaiah 30, chapter 4. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 4. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Right, they cover with a covering, but not of the Lord's spirit. Right. What is the Lord's spirit? It's ultra masculine.
Right.
The Lord is not mommy. That's what the Whoredom said yesterday. The Lord is not your mother.
That's right.
The Lord is Abanawa, our Father.
That's right.
A man is not a woman.
Right.
His thought patterns, his thought process, his decision making is not like a woman.
Right.
Let me give you a good example. You ever been at an intersection or a circle? Or you pulling up, you're driving your car on the street, and there's an entrance to driveway or something that's very, very close to the street. Like there's no real turning area.
Right.
If half the car nose is in the street, who driving? Say again?
The woman, sir.
A woman is driving. How you know? Because she's not sure if to go or not.
Right.
Should I go? Should I go? Should I go? And then she just stopped there, and then she looking like this, looking to see who's going to stop for her.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah. God.
I'll see you going, and the most I'm gonna do is, mother.
Yeah.
That's the most that's gonna happen.
Right.
But in her mind, if I go, they're gonna blow the horn.
Right.
I'm gonna wait for somebody to stop and let me go. A man gonna come out there, he gonna break and pull off. Bam! All right. No sweat. Or whatever you're gonna do. The man gonna make the decision.
Right.
The Lord is not mommy.
That's right.
He's not mommy. He's not that. And we cover with a covering, brother, that's feminine if it's not in the UPK.
Right.
If it's not of the Lord. It's a very feminine covering. And all your decisions is going to be made with a feminine slant. All your decisions is going to be for now.
Right.
And what could benefit you now.
Right.
A man doesn't think like that. A man doesn't think like that. How much times you see Eve running her mouth? There was an incident with some cop. Eve would not shut her goddamn mouth up. She would not shut up. And the cops came, brother, and slammed the brother. And the brother was trying to leave the restaurant. And she said, you know what I'm talking about? She said, no, we ain't going nowhere. I want to talk to the manager. And brother, this is over a plastic fork. It was over a plastic fork. And she said, no, I want to talk to the manager and blah, 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 blah. The little white girl said, all right, no sweat, I'm the manager. Man, in 1 year, we have some belligerent people here, blah, blah, blah. They came in off the break. Get up on the floor. And he's like, yo, I'm trying to leave, brother. They slammed him. And then she's, no, why are you doing this? Because bitch, you didn't want to go with your man. You get the point? Because why? He's a man. He would like to fight everybody. Right. But he's thinking about the long term.
Exactly.
I could fight everybody and knock them out and go viral and then have a share bump.
Right. Or
be on ICU recovering like Jacob Blake.
Right.
That's how a man processes things before he does it.
Gotcha.
Before he does it. Now he might think about it and say, you know what, F that. I'm knocking everybody out.
Right.
But whatever the decision he makes at that point,
right,
he done thought of everything.
Come
Whether you understand it or not, follow him. That's that. We out. Come on.
So, like, if I may, sir, what you're saying is so heavy, and this is why the Lord intended for the sisters to have a man, because my rib did something with the neighbors where there was a trash bag.
I tried to tell brothers. I know a brother who told me the story.
I like it, sir. But no, it was a trash bag on our patio, and she mad like, how did this get here? I'm like, it probably blew from their patio over here, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. So she got mad and took the bag of trash and put it on the next door neighbor patio. I was like, what are you doing?
Why?
She's like, it probably came from there. I was like,
you don't know that.
You don't know that. I was like, you can't prove that. I was like, do you know what you can cause in the long term from something like this? She was like, I don't care. I was like, I know what I would do if somebody put trash on my patio. That's not mine. I think that all the way out, and she just seen it for right now. Well, I don't want it on my patio. I was like, you can get shot. This could turn into an all-out brawl. You know what I'm saying? Over this trash on this patio. She can't see it, and I'm just like, yo, these sisters need men in their lives because they make terrible decisions
on impulse.
Right?
Impulse, just Just being kids, just having a grown kid.
God. So like you said, May, Junior Mahal says it all the time, right? He just said it so well too. Shut your damn mouth.
Yeah.
Listen, beyond shutting your mouth is okay. I usually think with the women because that's what most brothers could understand, and most sisters with a goddamn brain could understand it too. Because a righteous sister would tell you, "Yeah, I do that."
Yeah.
The sisters who come in the truth and they raise their hand and then they say, "Yeah, it's true." Some sister came in here in DC too, years ago when we was going through the whole child support thing. And she said, you know what, that is true because I used to use the child to get him to come to the house even though we would beef. Wow. Like somebody say something like that, brother. Now, even a brother who might own up to something, now you have to go to war to make sure they get right. Because they own up to some shit that today's society tells you is okay. Right. That's why Cardi B could say, I'm filing for divorce. Right. You get the point? Listen now, Whitney Houston was on cocaine.
Yeah, come on.
And I didn't have slapping. That sister never left Bobby Brown. Never. They tried to, Oprah tried to throw Bobby under the bus. Whitney damn near cursed up. Listen, all that prissy proper, and I would always love to went out the effing window. Whitney turned straight up street on that Oprah interviewer. Straight up street on the shit. Right. Because she wasn't having none of that mess. You ain't talking about her man like that. That's right. Where that woman at? Listen. Commander Johnny Hans said it years ago, he still say it today. A crackhead is better than a Christian.
Yeah, come on.
It's straight up better than a Christian. They know they're doing something wrong. They can't help it. They're addicted. But they know what you saying is filth. Right. What you up to is filth. Right. You get the point?
Come on.
They understand that part of it. End all and be all. The analogy with the sisters is because what most people understand. Right. But it's recognizing rank and authority and order, which is what a man has. A man has more masculinity than everything. Right. A man does most everything in order, right? Brothers who drive, show hands, who drive. Have you ever lost your car keys?
No.
It may have happened a few times, but do you dig in it bad? Right? Where are my keys? I can't find. Yeah. And then you come in and say, baby, what are you looking for? The keys. Because men have a place they put everything. Right. All the time. So I don't have to think. Walk out the house. Keys, cell phone, wallet.
Well, yeah.
Don't have that. A broad reach right in the store. Fill up the damn cart this high. Reach up to the cashier. Oh, snap. She knows she don't have it. Right. But shame, she ain't gonna come on the line. Right. She reach right up there and starts to shake the leg. They start shaking the leg with their elbows. And looking at the food. Looking in the bag for a card they know is not there. Right. And then people in line, what's up? Shut up! But you have told them all the time, just why don't organize this shit? Put that shit in the same place. Right. Because a man that's it. Order is masculine. Right. Chaos is feminine. Right. That's if you could understand that in order, you understand life. Order is masculine. It's a masculine thing to put things in. Right. Order. Give me in Genesis 2 and 1. In Genesis 2 and 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. Mm-hmm. Verse 2. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made. Mm-hmm. And he rested on the seventh day from all his works which he had made.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth.
Skip me where no man to till the ground.
Verse 5. And every plant of the field before was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground.
Right. So now, after the Lord created everything in 6 days, right, that 7th day or around about 7,000 years, the Lord didn't cause it to rain yet.
Right.
A mist would water the ground like dew in the morning.
Yep.
Just imagine dew that's heavy that the plants could, thrive from.
Oh my God.
But as he's looking after he done created mankind, he created mankind on the 6th day. Adam was taken out of mankind and given a covering on the 7th day. He was given the Lord's protection on the 7th day.
Right.
He looked around, he realized there ain't a man to till the ground, meaning there's nobody to organize things,
Right.
to put things in the rightful place.
Right.
Nobody is masculine.
Right.
Everybody's just feminine and chaotic and doing what they want. I'll tell you something that stuck with me. I have it written in one of these notebooks here. I'll tell you the date. I'll tell you the date before the class is over.
Counsel.
Salakia. Don't mind the notebooks falling apart. Treasures is up in this bitch, right?
God.
Treasure. Right? If you cannot follow the orders of a man, you are not a man.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You're not even a man. If you cannot follow the orders of another man, you are not a man.
Come on.
Keep that in the back of your head, brother. Keep that on the front of your head. Keep that on both sides.
Right.
That's the truth to life. You cannot follow orders. You're not a man.
Right.
Because who does not follow order? Women and children.
Yep.
Children have that effeminate spirit because, of course, they're growing up with mommy.
Right.
And then there becomes an age where that boy is, you coming with me today.
Right.
You're going out in the field with me today. You're rolling here with me today.
God.
Comes an age where that girl gets yelled at.
Right.
And she starts to cry, and you do it young enough, she'll be a better girl.
Right.
You don't wait till she, grows to, hit that puberty and then breast start to come up. It might be a little too late. It might be time,
Right.
but you do it young, brother, young, where she can break that thing and realize this is not, you don't hate her.
Right.
This is you just telling her what the hell to do.
Right.
You do it too late, it feels like hate
Yeah.
because she is so feminine.
Exactly.
A female, you get checked, you're going to feel like, he must hate me. No, nigga. You get worried when I don't say nothing to you. And if I'm opening my mouth to waste breath, best believe there's a ton of love there.
Right.
But a woman, he did this, he did. I can't believe he said that. Bitch, I couldn't say nothing. Okay, well, one nigga say I'll leave him on red. I could have left you on red. Right?
Right.
I could have just said nothing,
Yeah.
Get the point? So it's like that. There's no man to till the ground. There's no order. The Lord chose a man to create order, but gave him the covering.
Right.
Gave him the Lord's protection. He gave him the Lord's ways, the Lord's spirit.
Right.
That's why it says, woe to the children who don't want the covering, who do not seek counsel from the Lord, who don't have his spirit. Woe unto you. And brother, you look outside of these walls, it's destruction everywhere. It is absolute destruction from not having the spirit of the Lord, not having the laws of the Lord, or the protection of the Lord. It's destruction everywhere. It's absolute destruction. You see that he's a senator, Andrew Gillum.
Oh, bisexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't bisexual.
That's what he said. He's
That nigga's gay.
Yeah, God.
Gay with an H.
God, sir.
He's gay.
God.
Why is he saying he's bisexual now? Is he married
He's married.
to a
believe a devil.
A woman?
Yeah, con.
Right? He's married. So how is he bisexual? He was caught passed out on the floor naked of a hotel room with a male escort. The male escort couldn't revive him. He got so high. Percocets, Molly Percocets, mask off. No, he ain't married.
Yeah.
He's bisexual. That nigga gay.
Yeah, God.
But he got shamed. There's pictures of him butt naked. I think the police came. So now, to keep his career, he got to put on the covering of who? The most powerful organization outside the Christian church.
Right.
The LGBTQ. He had to go join the alphabet boys. Right. And I ain't talking about the FBI. I ain't talking about J and K with Men in Black.
Right.
He had to go join the LGBTQ and say, well, listen now, really I'm bisexual, because of course, if he's just flat out gay, how could you do this to your wife?
Right.
But if he's bisexual, well, he loves his wife, but he also loves men.
Right.
And then she, with enough money, will come and say, what? Of course I knew. And I still love him.
Right.
That's protection.
God.
So now he have to subscribe to their spirit and their laws. Well, when Christ come back, don't switch now. Be gay.
Yeah, God.
Be bisexual. I know there's a sword that's double-edged. You know what I'm saying? There's a side for each of the sexual orientations in love. Which one you want?
Right.
The left side plus or the right side? Which one you want?
God, sir.
You get the point?
God.
So now let's go back to Isaiah quicker.
Drop the Genesis, sir.
What we have in Genesis?
Now I was holding 2 and 5.
No, that's all I wanted. Where he said there's no man to till the ground. That's what it means. Like, once again, so heavy, I gotta stop me. What do women say when they single? Let me get some smoke back here. I want all the smoke. Tonight I want all the smoke. Let me get some smoke back here. What do single women say who single? And they ask, why do I have a man?
I don't need no man.
That's when they're probably about 50.
Okay.
Like Oprah. When they're still 30, when that spring still springing a little bit of water, still have mileage on the engine.
Yeah, God. I'm doing me. I'm finding myself, or
there's something else that's like an anthem for women.
Can you say one more time, sir?
What do women who's single? And when I say single, meaning they ain't in the UPK.
right, God.
And they're out there, they're still of marriageable age. They're not old, they're not Oprah.
Right.
And when I say old, meaning, ain't nobody waking up at, 24 thinking, damn, I want me a nice, fine thing like Oprah. No. A brother wants, something he could, somebody who don't have a hip replacement.
Right.
That's terrible.
I got called after this class. Listen, there's brothers for that. I'm just trying to paint the picture.
Right.
This sister, she ain't there. She's a little bit younger, but she ain't 20.
Right.
Now, how one or two kids running around, what is she saying while she's at the bar or doing the yoga or whatever, Pilates, whatever they do? What is she saying? What does she say that's a popular mantra among single women? Check the internet. The internet gonna have it.
Yeah.
I say the internet never fails.
Yeah, God.
The internet wins against undefeated.
God.
Come on. You gonna say?
I'm independent.
That's true. There's something else. There's something to say about men.
Men ain't like, men ain't shit.
That's right after it.
It's like, sir, if I may, I haven't found a good one yet.
There's
no
there ain't no man. There ain't no man. No, when women say there ain't no men around, is the earth void of males?
Nah.
What are they really saying? It's on topic. We just broke it down.
They're not ready to be in order.
The opposite. You hearing that? It's really the opposite. Because why? In a heartbeat, who do they end up with? The nigga that beat them to piss, right? Before they done bust up their mouth, he's checking shit out of them.
Right.
And what does she do? Ooh, I like that. I like that shit.
Right.
I'm going with him. Even though her girlfriend said, yeah, you end up in the ER. Bitch, F you. You're just trying to ruin my joy. No, that's in the world. And of course, it turns into a toxic situation because women have been trained to be so carnal is the word, but there's another word. Sensual.
Right.
They're very responsive to physical stimulation.
Right.
So how they feel, they go from one high to the next.
Yep.
one euphoric state to the next.
Right.
After Christmas is New Year's.
Right.
After New Year's is Valentine's.
Right.
After Valentine's is Easter.
God.
Summer, July 4th. This is from one thing to the next.
Right.
If you take that away, she starts, I feel trapped. I'm unhappy.
Yeah.
Well, that's regular life.
Right.
That's how she is. So now in the world, she get with quote unquote gangster, thug, or dude who just so hardcore.
Right.
He's in the world too, so there's only so much he could take. Once again, a man ain't coming to try to. He wants an end to labor.
Right.
Even if you breaking concrete to put a foundation, after 4 weeks of breaking rocks, eventually the job will end and it's moved to another stage.
Right.
If he had to come and check you every goddamn day, after a while, he want that job to end.
Right.
So to end it, I had to break it down, Joe. You get the point? I'm just getting the psychology of a marriage in the world.
Right.
I'm not saying it's right.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just explaining the dynamic. And then people say, how you ever end up with him, Gil? He wasn't like that all the time. He was so nice. Nice means he used to check you.
Right.
And you knew that checking meant he cared.
Right.
Because the minute he stopped, before he busts your jaw, what does he do? Bring, babe.
Yeah.
He ain't talking no more.
Right.
And she's like, why won't you talk to me? You block me because that communication to her means love.
Right.
But she doesn't check herself because she's not in here. She doesn't have no bridle for her mouth or her spirit, so she just continues going on and it gets toxic.
Right.
Bottom line is when she says, there ain't no men around, ain't no good men. It's the same thing like how the Lord says there's no man to till the ground, meaning there's nobody with authority, that masculine spirit, to put things in order.
Right.
To say, plant this crop here, don't plant here.
Right.
Tie a damn rope to that horse, you ride it, don't eat it.
Right.
This thing with snout, let it clean the streets, don't eat that. Eat deer, eat cow, get milk from the cow. Plant this, plant that.
Right.
You have to have somebody to dictate what's going on.
Right.
She said there's no men.
Right.
And what did she say? Girl, half of them dead, half of them locked up, the other half.
Okay. Yep.
If he dead, he can't control him. If he locked up, he can't control him. Not saying saying a brother in there can't be masculine.
Right.
But he's away.
Right.
And the one who could be there,
Yeah.
the minute she going to do her nails, Cardi B. I heard it through the grapevine. I don't know. I'm not staying far from that part. You get my point?
Right.
There's so many, not Cardi B, Andrew Gillum.
Right.
This woman going somewhere, he passed out on Percocets with a male escort, naked on a, apartment, hotel floor.
Yeah.
Brother, you naked, ass naked on the hotel floor with a sodomite standing over you. At some point, you realize the Lord just not with you,
Right.
I don't know how you go on TV after that shit.
Right.
I was getting the biggest cloak. I'm walking around like a hermit, bro. You can see my face like a day.
Right.
But these Christians, they proud.
Right.
And they get counsel from somebody who's not the Lord. You understand? That's it. So keep reading.
That they may add sin to sin.
Read it just from before that.
But and they
Let me
that
get a little
cover
bit from that cup, in that white cup.
with a covering, but not of my spirit.
They take a covering, but not of the Lord's Spirit. Go ahead.
That they may add sin to sin.
That they may add sin to sin. Molly Percocets plus homosexuality equals Andrew Gillum. Sin to sin. Jeremiah used to say it long time in DC before we try to get a little politically correct for them. Jeremiah used to say, y'all, with this piece of pull the same scripture and say it's like a faggot eating a ham sandwich. Adding sin to sin.
Right.
It's that's how our people are. Right. Our people without counsel from the Lord is we just do it. Right. Do it till it's satisfied. You know what Michael Jackson said? Do what? Nigga. Do what? To what?
No sweat, sir.
So keep reading.
That walk to go down into Egypt.
Right. What verse we at? 4 now?
Last over there too.
We still have verse 2? God damn. Break that thing all the way down. I think we have 4 or 5. I think we right up to where you was asking. Go ahead. Verse 2.
That walk to go down into Egypt,
Uh-huh.
and have not asked at my mouth.
Right? We have walked to go down to Egypt and have not asked at the Lord's mouth.
Right.
Our people will follow the ways of America before we inquire of the Lord.
Sir.
You understand? And we see it. I told you, we have on tape a brother came up to the camp. He going on one of them shows, American Idol, America Got Talent, some shit. And he was filming his trailer right in the intersection by the camp.
Yeah, God.
And after he filmed it, he came up as we was getting ready to roll. And he said, man, before I used to see you all and be like, why you all the way you all are? You know, why y'all this? I used to disagree with you. I used to see too much hate. He said, but now, y'all is who we need.
Right.
That's what he said.
Yep.
He said, y'all are who we need. Why? Because our people rather go to Egypt.
Yeah.
But when Egypt start killing you, now who you going to go to?
Right.
Right? And one of them singers had a song, who can you run to?
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah,
Come on.
Salagi, so if I may add, he had said that we were his heroes, or that we were
He
heroes.
said that too. He said that. He said y'all is like heroes. Right? I don't. That's the second time I heard it on that corner. Years ago, remember when Commander YAHANNA said, 1 second. God damn. When he said, I'm not letting anybody sell you drugs because you're black. Right. One of them Muslim cats who was there. At that time, he wasn't one of the young brothers. He was an older brother. Not old, but it's a grown man. He came by the camp maybe last year or the year before and said, he's like, man, I know we done beef before. He said, but I had to hand it to y'all. Y'all the last stand for us. Right. He said, y'all said it before and we didn't like it, but y'all still here saying same thing. Right. And we've seen it happen. He said this right at the back of the camp. He said, I might not agree with y'all, but I had to respect y'all. Y'all stay on it. And what you're saying is true.
That's right.
Without masculinity and order, you're going to fall because why? Somebody don't like what you're saying.
Right.
Somebody say you too hard and you too rough.
Right.
Nigga, I'm alive and AIDS free.
Right.
What you talking about?
That's right.
What is you talking about?
Yeah,
I'm passed out on with Percocets with, broke back mountain stand up over me. You get the point? Like, what is you talking about? Too rough?
Yeah, God.
Shit, you telling that to them cops though?
Right.
You telling that to them? You understand? Keep going on.
To strengthen themselves
Right?
in the strength of Pharaoh.
Right? We go to strengthen ourselves in the strength of Pharaoh and not the Lord.
Right.
So now when you see some of these celebrities doing something that you see is right, like that Naomi Osaka, that little Levite sister.
Yep.
Brother, she for right now, I don't know what she's gonna do tomorrow. But for right now, you gotta commend that type of strength to say some shit like that in such a white sport. Right. Tennis is one of the last of the Mohicans and the white man in terms of sports. Right. I recently discovered another sport I didn't even know existed. It's called Frisbee. Yeah. What is the Super Frisbee?
Ultimate Frisbee.
Ultimate Frisbee. Good night. So what's the level before? Super?
It's just Ultimate Frisbee.
I didn't even know that's what existed. I thought Frisbees was for kids and dogs. This nigga tore his ACL. And they celebrate when they should hit the game. And I'm like, brother, this is a sport.
Yeah, God.
Tennis is one of the few last white sports. Tennis, golf. Tiger was carrying it, but I think it's going back to the devil now.
Yeah,
golf, swimming. I believe another Levite sister from Canada was killing them with the damn swimming. Say again?
I said rugby. I don't know.
Nah.
I watch it. I don't know.
Rugby. I wouldn't say rugby because rugby is not really it's not really native. Okay. You gotta go watch on the other side of the globe to watch to see who really running that.
Yeah, concept.
And them Samoans and some of them Hamites is dominating rugby.
Skiing.
Say again? Skiing is another white sport. There's a few of them left. And for her to stand like that there, and say what she ought to say.
Right.
The reporter say, well, what message were you trying to say wearing those masks? She say, well, the more important question is what message did you get?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
I started going forward, bro. Right. She escaped the rock. she escaped the rock. It's like an ace. But you get the point. Like, for her to say something like that,
right,
is a different thinking. And she's not worried about the covering of Pharaoh.
Nope.
She's like, whatever, take your tenants away. You know, she's like, what, 20, 22? You think she can't find another goddamn career?
Right.
That's right.
Shit. You get the point? So now, our people go to Pharaoh for protection and for strength.
Okay.
And that's our weakness. That makes us weak. That makes us compromise.
Okay.
All right, keep reading.
And to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
And we trust in the shadow of Egypt. What does that mean? To trust in the shadow of Egypt. Anybody?
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
A shadow a shadow appears to be something where it's protection, but in actuality, it's not protection. Like the shadow is not going to stop. Like you can have some shadow, somebody tall next to you, and you standing in the shadow, like, yeah, can't nobody hit me, and then somebody goes to hit you because the shadow is not real protection. It's nothing there.
That's true. There's something else. There's another thing. Go ahead, bro.
So like, you know, I was gonna actually pick it up right because like I said, I was gonna say it's like it's not authentic. It's not the real thing. It's not.
That's true. But there's another thing you had to understand about the shadow. Why did I come to you?
Slightly, sir, if I may. Is it saying Egypt got my back? Basically, they're gonna back me up.
You onto it, but there's something else you're missing with the shadow. Young man?
Oh, slightly, sir. I was gonna say the darkness and wickedness of Egypt.
That's what you're really standing in. But something else. You gonna take a shot?
Kind of one kind.
Just think standing in the shadow.
Salakia, sir.
Think literally standing in someone's shadow.
Someone that's bigger than you or greater than you.
And to be in their shadow, where would you be?
You'd be right next to them.
Be close like a
to
child.
Right.
You see how children, you ever take it, anybody have kids that was young, first time you take them on for a walk, the car pass, and they do what?
Come close.
Come between your legs, right there. To stand in your shadow.
Right.
You gotta be close, like kids.
Right.
To stand in your shadow means you getting right up close under here and waiting on daddy to do something, like a child. That's how we are with America. We get right up close under America for whatever it is, like that damn Terry Crews.
Yeah, God.
Bro, he a grown-ass man holding on to the leg of America, like, we can't hate this place.
Right.
See, boss?
Right.
And you in the shadow. You close right up under there. We go to stand in Egypt's shadow.
Right.
But it will be to our destruction. Because Egypt, now we're close enough for Egypt to hurt us.
Right.
You get the point? Now we're close. And okay, it's such a good metaphor because have you ever had to discipline your children? What's the first thing they do to you? They start running away after they get the good ass whipping. And then now they know what's coming.
Right.
But the first time you raise your voice to that child, what do?
They start to distance themselves. They cry.
You miss it. It's so subtle, but you miss it.
They look at you.
That's true, but they do something else. All kids do it until they get that first judgment, and then they start to do it less. But it's so subtle, you miss it. Anybody? Try the internet, they're undefeated, right?
Salakia, sir. They start to feel sorry.
And do what?
Cry.
And then do what?
Start to get nice and try to.
And try to do what?
Like,
how do they suck up? Do they suck up from across the room?
Nah, they get under you and start.
Brother, they literally come and pet your foot. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. And you have to reassure them. They get full out hysterical. That first time you really go off the edge.
Right.
They ain't hear that bass in your voice coming yet. You got the damn frames on the wall shaking.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I ain't gonna do it. They do. You miss it as a parent because you was like this little lying mother effer. No, they ain't lying. They're really sorry because they're so small compared to you. Right. Just like, come on, impress me, DC. Just like
a woman. That's a lot, guys.
No,
it's a lot.
Shadow, standing in the shadow, just like we are standing next to Egypt.
You was on it. I thought they were gonna give it to me. Come on. No justice, no peace. This is not a racist thing. This is policies.
Right.
Just like how we protest today. We don't protest today like, God damn it, stop killing us.
Right.
We get in there. Because just like with the children, now we get in that, real judgment from them.
Right.
But before, okay, we ain't gonna do it again. What Martin Luther King said? Hold on, I'll pull it. Don't worry about it. The internet is undefeated. He's undefeated. Hold up. Read scripture one more time out.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in
Read one verse up again.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
All right. Hold on.
As at my mouth
into a nightmare.
to strengthen themselves.
Now, I'm not.
I'm getting twisted up here. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. Now you how to turn the phone off. It can't be that important. Guaranteed. All right, so lock here. Don't tell nobody I did it. You feel what I mean? I know I answer walk off.
Into a nightmare.
This is Martin Luther
Now,
King.
I'm not one to.
Right? He said his dream turned into a nightmare.
Turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial. And
now he's talking all nice and, political.
Right.
In other words, instead of saying, I messed up.
Right.
My fault. It was a bad thing to do. America is destructive.
Right.
Right now, let me skip to the part where he says, no violence.
In fact, it helped the economic side of anything to get the right resistance.
Problems afterwards. And here we are, 2020, 50 years later, with the
boy. I think I had the wrong tape. Read scripture one more time. Let me see if I find it here.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt.
I feel the nonviolence is really the only way that we can follow. It's really the only way.
About me, we're concerned.
I feel the nonviolence is really the only way that we can follow. Because violence is just so self-defeating.
He said, non-violence is the only way we can follow, because violence is so self-defeating. Well, the white man is violent, and he ain't defeat himself.
No.
He defeated us, though.
Right.
5 minutes.
Right? He defeated us. He went on in this tape here, brother, to say violence don't make no sense because you can't. We said, oh boy, You could murder the murderer, but you can't murder. He said you could kill the killer, but you can't kill.
Right.
You can hate the hater, but you can't hate. So you can't fight violence with violence. We have to be peaceful. That's what he said. Literally what he's. I'm finding it. I have it in. Just time or whatever, because I put in the goddamn drink here.
Yeah.
But it's time. I'm gonna find it for you. That's what he literally said. He literally said, hold on. Where the hell is the Martin Luther King tape? I'm gonna find it. All right, keep reading. But that's it. We go down to Egypt for strength, and that shit is not strengthening us.
Right.
That shit ain't got nothing to do, to help us to do with us. Nothing like that. Keep going.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Right? The strength of Pharaoh going to be our shame.
Right.
And the trust in the shadow of Egypt would be our confusion.
Right.
Brother, right now, we confused on amok.
Come on, counsel.
We don't know why. Why are they killing us? Why are they doing this? On the end of that song, was it something like that with Baby and the Baby and the Rockstar?
Rockstar.
The end of the remix one they make, they have a little child saying, I don't know why they're doing this to us. Why are they doing it to us? The remake one when he made for BET, where it starts off with him pinned on the ground with a cup. Did you start talking about Rockstar?
Yeah, God. I didn't see the whole thing for BET.
Okay, if you watch he did a whole new song. The original music video is like where they're killing zombies.
Yeah, God.
Then he did a whole new one where he say he's standing on cop cars.
Yes, God.
Watch all the way to the end of it. There's a child standing there saying we'll not, and they play a tape with our adults saying we're not going to take it anymore. And then the child say, I don't know why they're killing us. I don't know why they keep doing it.
Right.
You don't know because we confused. We trust in Egypt.
Yep.
Yeah, they ain't killing China, man. He stay far from them. He ain't in their shadow. He in the shadow of Buddha.
Right.
You get the point? They ain't killing the Arab till this day.
Right.
They're not doing it. They're killing us because we done got close to them, and it's easy now to kill. It's easy now to kill us. It's to our confusion and to our shame.
Right.
You fully shamed now.
Right.
We did all this service for you, and that's how you do us.
God.
Like part of the anger for us is being like a jilted lover. It's like a broad who you don't really like her.
Yeah.
But you could have some sex tonight.
Right.
He lied. It was a little too accurate. But I laugh like,
Yeah. Pretty much.
And then she do everything for you. She cooking, cleaning, taking out cars in your name, whatever. And then you tell her, well, I ain't really into it. And she like, what?
Right.
After I done did this, now she's going to lose it.
Yeah.
She's going to lose it. The anger is so much. I done did all this shit for you.
God.
And that's how you treat me, even if you didn't like me, just on the respect of power. No, man, she goes off the edge.
God.
That's us.
God.
We done served them and was looking for, let's make them in charge of Egypt. No, that ain't.
Right.
That Pharaoh is there.
Right.
It tells you that in Exodus. It tells you the Pharaoh that came in with Joseph passed, and a new Pharaoh came in that did not know or respect the children of Israel.
Oh, God.
The Pharaoh that would give us a little mercy, he dead.
Right.
He ain't coming back.
Right.
But that Pharaoh who tried to kill everybody, he around.
Come on, God.
He around right now. Go ahead.
So what you saying is so heavy because it reminds me of on Black Macho Money. Too many YAHANNA was talking about that exact same thing about how the Asians don't take part in the political system, the Arabs,
Exactly.
these Indians, they don't take part of any of it because they don't feel that they're American. And we so badly want to be American that we try to take part in everything that they that we feel that we should have, and when we don't get it, we feel disgruntled.
That's right. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's exactly it. Like they done went and made a whole thing for themselves. Hold on.
Right.
I'm trying to find out Martin Luther King. That thing he said, brother. He said you can't. He said you could kill the killer, but you can't kill killing. You could hit. You could kill the hater, but it can't kill hate. So you see, violence is self-defeating for the Negro. And then the Negro and the auspicious and the superstitious and the something, and the something, and you know.
Is it? I mean, how do you find it? It's very subtle in the North, is it not?
Mentality of our opponent. It isn't the same way in the North. The other thing is that you don't have legal power. Consequently, this is made for this
Bull Connor.
But I still feel pervasive in the Negro community. Anybody can see, look around, more for less. And North were looking to the south of our citizens and were really were reacting to Bull Connor. Will go but so far. It's a kind of installment plan for equality.
He says an installment plan for equality. What? Nigga? I think you was on the floor with Andrew Gillum.
Yeah.
that son of mine was installing a plan to be equal with your backside. That's what happened.
The process of amalgamation is there and being integrated into a burning house. And I feel that there is a need for it would be one, and then all across the nation, to lose hope that we still have
for equality, then
that the war makes it suffer. This is just brutality. That military-industrial complex, the bus with us, is a bargain rate, so the nation billions of dollars. That
I found a
integration
quote. I didn't find the video, but I have the quote.
Whatever.
Well, you have to hear him say the quote is not enough. I'll take the quote in a
We
second.
haven't been able to be people. We haven't been men because of all of the conditions that we've lived with and the syndrome of deprivation. So nonviolent movement, we were able. Well, that's exactly right. And this is what I was saying when I said it's harder to see a target. In the South, in the nonviolent movement, we were aided always, on the whole, by the brutality of our opponent. It isn't the same way in the North. The other thing is that you don't have legal segregation in the North as you do in the South. So it is much more difficult to get people to see exactly what you're doing, but it isn't an impossible job. It's a hard, it's a tedious job at times. I think as time goes, in particular, in their own economics, more segregated and see exploitation.
Somebody find it for me. Go ahead, Rob. Read it really quick.
Cuddle Khan. The ultimate weakness of violence is that it is a descending spiral, begetting the very thing it seeks to destroy. Instead of diminishing evil, it multiplies it. Through violence, you may murder the liar, but you cannot murder the lie.
Oh, that's pimp talk right there, man. That is pimp talk. Hold on, baby.
That's all it is, sir.
I don't need a bitch. I want a bitch need. I mean, violence.
Right.
You can murder the liar.
Right.
You can't murder the liar.
Right.
You understand that? A pimp named Slick.
That's all sir.
Keep reading out.
Through violence, you may murder the liar, but you cannot murder the lie, nor establish the truth.
Listen, I can see them snapping fingers.
Yeah, God.
Tell it.
Right.
Bring it out. Bullshit. Go ahead.
Through violence, you may murder the hater, but you do not murder the hate. You do not murder hates.
He said hater in 1967. He said you can murder the hater. But you can't murder hate. That's pimp talk. We good whores. We are good whores, other people are. Go ahead.
But you cannot murder the hates. In fact, violence merely increases hate. So it goes. Returning violence for violence multiplies violence.
Well, listen, we're gonna see who the Lord with. And that's what Christianity takes away from you. He said violence begets violence and will multiply violence. Yes, it does.
Right.
It does. Right, God. What?
Right.
No, this is the funny thing. People love Martin Luther King. Who killed Martin Luther King?
The people who he was standing in the shadow of.
A white man.
Right.
Martin said, "Don't be violent."
Right.
But yet still, you go on the internet and see posts about if the cops kill one of my people, I'll air out this whole bitch. Everybody ready to get violent for their own.
Right.
But they love their own.
Right.
Well, how come nobody got violent for him?
Right.
I mean, there was riots and stuff, but then we had to stop the violence.
Right.
We had to stop it. It's time for this to stop. You don't understand. Our violence comes from a place of love.
God, sir.
Their violence comes from jealousy and hatred.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
It's not because we took something from them or harmed them in a way and it's righteous indignation.
Right.
Their violence is to make sure we don't stand up.
Come on, God.
Our violence is from the Lord.
Come on, God.
You get the point? Ours is from the Lord. And I'm not telling anybody go out there and burn a building down, because that's the Lord's violence in the expression of it in a short term, in a short-lived thing. If you really want to see, when I say the expression of it, these are the Lord's people.
Right.
So what you see them do, or what you see us do in those situations, is not because we hate America. If anything, it's because we've loved America so goddamn much. It's because it's the same thing like this broad key in your car.
Yep.
Or lighting it on fire. She lighting it on fire because she hates it. Nigga, she love you.
Yeah,
and she ashamed now that she did love you.
Yep.
It's that. Now, if you really want to see the Lord's full of anger and retaliation, come serve in the UPK and see how the Lord sells their babies.
Right.
See how the Lord, whips their back. See how the Lord puts them into slavery.
Right.
Like, that's good violence. That's righteous indignation. That's righteous judgment.
Right.
See the Lord bathe the streets of America with blood all the way up to the horses' bridles.
Right.
That's good. But as long as we trust in Egypt, as we remain feminine and not masculine,
right.
We just have to, put ice on it.
Come on, God.
You know what I mean? And kill the lies.
Right.
Kill the lies and kill the hate.
Right.
You know what I mean? No. It's like kill the liars and kill the haters, but not the hate. The hate still lives on. Nigga, Salaki. Who are they have?
Salaki said about me. What you said, because he wasn't operating under the covering, the spirit of the Most High, everything that he was talking about, even the way he was saying it, was absolutely feminine.
Yep.
And that's why that spirit in the Christian church has so many women in those churches. And if I may, I have a precept, sir.
Go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6. For this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lust, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
That's it. That's the Christian preacher.
Right.
That's who comes into your house, sneak into your house, and lay captive stupid woman.
Right.
Why stupid woman?
Because a wise woman would let her husband.
I'm gonna get into it short. A wise woman has a man.
Right. Constantly.
A stupid woman is single.
Right.
You telling me in today's society with all this lust in the air, you can't get a man?
Right.
you can't talk nice and learn to cook some food. Shit, bitch, go in the store in the morning and throw away the boxes from the store. Right. And tell him you cook the shit and talk nice and be a rest to him.
Right.
You can't get a man?
Right.
You're stupid.
Right.
You're stupid. And you're the type of woman the Christian church loves. You're the type of woman the Christian deacon and the pastor and the bishops, and they all love you because you're stupid. You know why? Because you don't have a line that's going to open the door and be, man, who's that?
Right.
Hey, man, what's going on? What you doing here?
Right.
Why are you talking so loud, brother? My house.
Right.
You want a drink? What's going on, man?
Right.
You know what? I'm just... They stop putting shit together. They do this shit here like a secretary.
Yeah, God.
I'll just excuse myself.
Right.
Because you're a bitch. Excuse my language.
Come
You
on,
got female in you.
Right.
And you can't stay around this wise sister.
Right.
Because she has a man.
That's right.
But a silly woman don't have a man. Because nigga walking out the room is like, what's going on, brother? Do you know Jesus? No. They will tell me when we come back tonight. Because he's just there because she's simple.
Right.
And they're just switching shifts.
Right.
He leaving so pastor could come get some.
Right.
And then when pastor leaves, somebody else coming in and somebody else coming. You get the point?
Right.
Like I said, don't knock Cardi B. Your auntie did that too.
Right.
You have an auntie named Cardi B and you don't even know it. You have an auntie named Cardi B and an uncle named Offset or Set Off or whatever the fucking name is. Take off, whatever.
Yeah,
right? That's what you got. That's in your family. That's in everybody's family. How come you ain't mad at them? How come you ain't talking shit about them?
Right.
Huh? They're Christian too.
Right.
Let's keep going on.
For his princes were at Zoan.
Okay, so we right where you at, right?
So we're at
Verse 4, right? That's where you wanted, right?
yes, sir.
Go ahead.
For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach.
Read again.
For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach.
All right. So now that we went through everything, what is that talking about? Come on.
If I may, sir, this is referring specifically to I believe I forgot what captivity we're in at this time.
I think this is Syrian captivity.
Sir. But the same thing we're experiencing now, we were experiencing then, sir. And we put
and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is us literally running back to Egypt.
Sir.
This is us literally leaving one captivity
right,
to try to go to Egypt.
Sir.
You get the point? Go ahead.
Sir. The same thing that's going on now is what we were going through back then. We were putting our faith and our trust in heathens and other people instead of the Most High. And the same way now, black people are starting to wake up because of the I.S.U.P.K. teaching the truth. Black people then were starting to wake up and realize it was shameful and a reproach.
That's true, but read this again.
They were all ashamed.
Verse 4.
For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach.
What is that talking
about? Is it saying that is it like calling us lazy and can't do anything?
Their princes went to Zoan, and something went to Hanes, and they were all
ashamed.
And his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not help them, nor profit them, but a shame and also a reproach.
So that means, sir, does that mean that, they knew we couldn't do nothing for them at all? That we couldn't bring them no money, we couldn't bring them no protection or nothing. So they was really to just let us go.
We went to them for money and protection. We went to Zoan and Hanes. Look pull the Bible dictionary and tell me what Zoan and Hanes is.
Is it Z-O-A-R?
Z-O-A-N, I believe.
Zoan, an ancient Egyptian city, built 7 years later than Hebron.
All right. So Zoan is an ancient city of Egypt. A city. What is Haynes? I thought Haynes was the brand Jordan wear, right? I thought Haynes was drawers. Right? You do enough research, you find out everything have a name from some ancient god or city or something.
Right.
Nike is a god, right? Nike is a Greek god of victory or something like that.
Haynes, a place in Egypt.
Her ambassadors and princes went down to Zoan and to Haynes to do what?
For protection, for help.
Bring it to today.
For justice.
March on
Washington.
A city, a famous city in where? Egypt.
Right.
America is spiritually Egypt.
Right.
The March on Washington is the princes and the ambassadors of these people.
Right.
Going down there to do what? Beg for strength.
Right.
And protection. And what? And it's to our shame.
Right.
It's shame because we don't get none. We don't get none. 2015 it was Michael Brown.
Yep.
Right? Or before that was Trayvon Martin, then Michael Brown. The last one was who? The last one was this brother here, Jacob Blake. There was somebody in between. Not George Floyd.
Freddie Gray.
Not Freddie Gray.
There was a brother out in Cali. He was 18 years old. I forgot his name.
They brought the parents. The one between Jacob Blake and what was the last one?
Before George Floyd.
I don't think George Floyd had a march in Washington.
Who was the last Washington?
I don't think it was George Floyd. I think it was Michael Brown. Where they brought his parents.
Well, I was gonna say the brother that was jogging. No?
Did they march on Washington for him and bring his parents in? Now the ones I'm talking about was a huge march where they brought Trayvon Martin's parents to talk up there. They brought Michael Brown's parents to talk. Even they told Michael Brown's stepfather to stay the hell home. Easy one got up on the back of the truck and said, burn this bitch down.
Right.
They tell him don't come.
Right.
And now they brought Jacob Blake's father just a couple of weeks ago. Right. Every time they do it, they bring some, one of our fallen people. Right. They go down there to do it, and then we gotta plan another march in a few years.
Right.
It's to our shame, it's to our embarrassment. You get the point? We don't want to follow the Lord. We don't want to follow order and strict rule. We don't want to have a father.
Right.
That's the bottom line of it.
Right.
We don't want daddy.
Right.
We much rather mommy.
Right.
Because mommy gonna allow shit.
Yeah, kind of, sir.
Mommy gonna allow shit. Don't get caught up in them drugs until she see that wad. Until they pull out that wad. You tell me you ain't gonna take it?
Right.
Suck it all the way under that left titty. Go, don't tell them, don't die now.
Right.
Thank you, Jesus. And go pray, when Caesar.
Right there, George Sir.
Push the shit under the titty and then go to the wall and say, thank you, Jesus. Jesus, this hanging on the wall. You get the point?
Come on.
That's when mommy home.
Right.
Daddy would be high with the same shit you pushing and drop you in your goddamn head.
Yeah, God.
Because he know that shit ain't, shit don't belong in here. That's what we do it. You get the point? That's our problem. That's our real issue.
Right.
Right. And here, there's fathers in here, brother.
Right.
There's fathers everywhere. You can run wherever, you're not gonna find mommy. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that shit. Run wherever, call whoever. When you're young and you like to call everybody goddamn phone and tell the same story. Bro, that's for the life of me. You tell the same story over, which means you have to conjure up the same emotion.
Yeah.
So you stop sometime, you take a drink, wash your face. All right. And you get on the phone and you're like, yes, sir, and so and so, and so and so. But you don't know the last person you talk to done send me a text.
Right.
Like, man, this person here, what the fuck?
God.
Salaki. What the hell? What the bejesus?
Right.
And you just there, auditioning for Satan. Reading the same script so Satan could give you a part in his movie. And then you meet Daddy.
Right.
Boy, and Daddy tell you how you can't act.
Right.
Daddy tell you ain't shit.
God.
And a few other choice words.
God.
And then you say, you know what? This phone is Satan. I ain't calling nobody else. And Daddy set the house in order.
God.
Daddy sets the thing in order. Daddy ain't popular.
Right.
He's not liked, but you're alive.
God.
And you're not a dummy, and you're not high and strung out.
Right.
And you ain't married to Cardi B or Offset.
Right.
And you should thank the Lord for that shit. Them two, Lord bless their marriage. Hope they stay together, whatever. They deserve each other, they in the world.
Right.
But you ain't need them problems, huh?
Nah, lie.
You need somebody to go and pull a YouTube video and see your woman breast and ass all the way out. Or sitting in another woman's face in the strip club. See some nigga wearing, tight ass clothes. That shouldn't be your problems, brother.
Right.
And you have fathers to thank.
Right.
That those are not your problems.
Right.
Those are not your issues.
Right.
You know what your problem is? What I'm gonna say I can. Just think about that. Next time you think your life is hard. What scripture I could pull to, talk about what was the last thing that happened? What's the most recent thing that happened? You mean the most recent thing that happened in the news? If you're in DC, I know they just shot some brother down there in DC last week or the week before. When the brother threw the gun and the cop shot him still. Right. And the cop didn't cry, whatever. They showed the tape. The white shirt come out and say, you okay, you okay? Take a break. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go find the gun. He acting like it's nothing. It's nothing. In the middle of COVID, in the middle of Corona, for what? Your biggest problem is what I'm going to say I can't.
Right.
Waking up early to get to camp. That's your biggest problem. Your problem isn't she leave the house. She said it was an Uber, but that car ain't no Uber. How you know, brother? Because it's a Benz. It's a Merc. It's a foreign.
Right.
Nigga was playing Quavo. You understand? She walked out the house and sit in his front seat. And he kissed her. Well, there's some polite Uber drivers. That ain't your problem. Your problem ain't, you done contracted something because the men in the UPK too strict, so you go marry somebody else. Right. And then you whore on whoever, or you just decide you can't wait 6 months. And now that thing down there, it ain't WAP. It might look like WAP when it's spelled, because that STD done run through you. Yeah. That ain't your problems, because you have fathers in here. Right. You have fathers. You can ask any sister that's been in here for a minute. You have father check you and curse you out on the phone. Yeah, and she shows up tomorrow paying her tithes and then comes and tell you sorry for making you so damn mad. Right. Because you done cast the demon out of her. Right. You have brothers in here, brother, who gonna get checked and told about themselves. And they come back the next day like, this is where I need to be. Yeah, God, sir. You understand? This is right where I need to be. But then there's the other side. When it's full of rebellion and whoredom, scripture say you have a horse forehead. Right? A horse forehead. Forehead is how we say forehead. Say forehead. Like what's the word? From Atlanta?
Ricochet.
You don't mess with me on that.
Yeah, God.
I got 45 ACP for anybody. Text message.
Yeah, God. Good night.
Right? You want to be rebellious and have a horse forehead. The Lord got something for somebody like you.
God, sir.
The Lord has something in store for that spirit because he wants that spirit killed.
Right.
The Lord and Martin Luther King, you know what?
Nah, lie.
He don't want to kill the hate. He wants to kill the hate and the hater. He wants to kill the lie and the liar.
Right.
Am I lying? Where is that? Find it for me quickly. Find it for me quickly. The Lord ain't saying, you know, kill the adults, kill adultery. How the hell you killing adultery? Huh? How the hell you killing adultery? It's crazy. How the hell you killing hate? How you killing a lie?
Right.
You gotta kill the person who's doing it. How the hell do you kill pedophilia? Huh? By getting to the root of pedophilia, which is what? Pedophile.
Right.
Nigga. You get the point? You get to the root of it.
Right.
You understand? You get to the root of it. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners.
The Most High what?
For the Most High hateth sinners.
Go ahead.
And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly.
Mm-hmm.
And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
Make sure that's the one I want to know.
It was another law before.
The sin and the sinner.
The sinner. Yeah.
Give me the sin and the sinner. Quickly. The Most High hated the sin and the sinner.
It's
Right, the sin and the sinner. There's no way to separate the two. Unless, how you separate the two?
You destroyed. You destroyed.
In fact, let me take that back. There is no way to separate the two. There's absolutely no way. Where is the sinner and the sinner? The Lord hated the sin and the sinner. Give me Ecclesiasticus. $12. Ecclesiasticus 12. Well, I think that's the same one you just read because I read it again.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. It's like it was a scripture I was trying to find where I believe it said like the Lord will destroy you along like with your lust or something like that, or you along with your sin.
I think it's right here. Somehow we're looking over it. He hated the sin and the sinner. Brock, let me get that last question there. That's up,
And as far as the March on Washington, sir,
mm-hmm.
two brothers in the school, Officer Bonds, had said Nick Chavez in Houston.
Nick Chavez?
It's either Nick Chavez or both of them.
It could be both of them, Gene. It could be both of them, Gene, when they march on Washington.
I have the question.
He was the last one. It could be, not the last one, but the one before Jacob Blake. It definitely could be him.
Counsel.
Mm-hmm.
And the question online from Donnell Harris: can you talk about Deon K, the boy killed in D.C. by the Hispanic police officer, and why the world we live in has a love fetish with guns? That was his complete question.
Because guns are good. Guns are absolutely excellent.
Right.
You understand? Guns are good. Guns are absolutely excellent. If you can have one legally, go get one, brother. You ever hear you ever hear somebody say, so and so took his life was taken by gun violence? Be the type of man that somebody literally has to take your life, and you fight for it. You understand? Don't be okay, blah. Don't be that. You're giving your life. Like somebody had to take your wallet. Somebody dip their hand in your pocket. You're gonna hold them And they're going to have to. Man, this man took my wallet. You're going to be mad. Be that type. A gun can help you. It's a sword. It's a weapon of self-defense. You understand? This will have how we say, a fetish with guns because it means I could stay alive. It gives me a fighting chance. What's the name of the person who said it? Who asked the question?
Donnell Harris.
Donnell Harris. I'm not sure who you are, brother, but just the wording of your question, it makes me wonder if you're a Christian. If you are a Christian, please type in and let me know which Christian church you go to so I could pray that it gets struck by lightning tonight and burns down. And I'm going to tell you why. He made sure and said the young brother in DC shot by the Hispanic cop. Anybody knows why he says that? Why he said the Hispanic cop?
SHALAM, sir, if I may. It sounds like he's trying to say that the Hispanics are not 12 tribes.
It's an attack on the Hispanic brothers. You get the point? It's an attack on Hispanic brothers because one of us who now if he sits in this whole class and he don't get this by now, I'm not sure. One of our brothers who put on the covering of Pharaoh now takes Pharaoh's advice and kills us. Now what that means, he's no longer our brother? No, dummy. You taking the covering of Pharaoh too with this fetish of guns and blah, 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 blah. The reason why I don't know if the cop was Hispanic. I didn't see his face. Right. I just saw the video of the body cam. The body cam is here, so I can't see his face. Right. If they say he's Hispanic, fine, whatever. It's white supremacy at the end of the day because he ain't none of them. Ain't no cop is killing white people. The reason that cop killed that brother, whether he was white, black, whatever, is because we're under the curses of Egypt. It's an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew. Right. An Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, that's what you see. An Egyptian fighting a Hebrew. You ask about gun fetish. Go see now America going to war with somebody or attack for somewhere and the troops is over there and ask about a gun fetish. For you to sit here on a computer and type and not have to worry about a bomber flying over and dropping a bomb on your house. Somebody's shooting a gun somewhere else to make sure nobody gets in a plane to come do it. The freedoms you enjoy as a man, somebody's paying for it somewhere else. Right. Somebody is paying for you to be able to travel on the metro safely. You all remember the brothers from DC. You remember a few years ago when the train left Silver Spring and crashed into the other train at Tacoma Park? Right. After that, I actively sought a vehicle. I'm telling you straight up. Because I was a metro dog. That's why I love DC. Because you don't need a car. Brother, that day, I remember coming up on the platform in Silver Spring and wondering, what the hell is taking so long? What is taking so long? Only now to reach home later and hear how people died because the train crashed into another train that I for sure could have been on. I actively went and sought something else to preserve my life. You get the point? Okay. I went to now I could drive. I'm not gonna crash into nobody. I ain't driving drunk, I ain't doing nothing. No, it could happen. But something with that metro, with all these robots and computers and shit, trains still crashing into each other, I shouldn't probably jump on the train then. So like, I'm good. I'll go get a car. I'll use a train when I have to. I'm saying for you to enjoy certain things, the metro and this and that and the convenience of life, there's somebody has it in their life to kill people who want to take yours. Now, I'm not saying that's what America is definitely doing for us as a whole, but white people understand that for them, though. They understand that for them to go skiing and partying and, have the fraternities, somebody got to go drop bombs on the Arabs. Right. Somebody got to go steal oil. Somebody got to go steal diamonds. God. Somebody got to go do it. Right. I'm giving you the circle of life. If you are a man, you should be seeking to protect yourself legally. Right. If you have a family and a nation, you should be seeking to protect them legally. You understand? He described it as a fetish with guns. Have a fetish for your life, Johnny. At least, what's he going to do? Beg to not get killed? Nah. What's he going to do? Nah. You know what I mean? You're gonna beg the hater to stop hating. How about I just kill the hater?
Yeah, God.
And then deal with the consequences.
God.
It's a free man. What? Rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6?
Yeah, God.
It's simple. But this is a slave.
Right.
It's a slave's question. Why do you have a fetish with guns so much? You understand? not us, but the world.
God.
It's a slave's question.
God.
It's a slave's question. Guns protect. In the right hands, they protect. In the wrong hands, they kill.
Right.
My hands are right. Because I follow Command and General hand under the Most High Christ. My hands are right.
Right.
These hands don't pop pills.
Right.
And, open the door and let sodomites in like Andrew Gillum.
Right.
These hands don't do that. But what these hands will do, how I can't say it, oh Lord. Oh boy, yeah, that bomb ass lines. And he saw when he said, I'll take the check-in.
But I will defend this house.
He said, but I will defend this house or take the check-in. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit.
Yeah,
Call me 47.
Call me
God.
I will defend this house. These hands are right.
Right.
In the right hands, a gun can save your life.
Right.
In the wrong hands, it can take your life.
Right.
Just in case these hands meet the wrong hands, I want to be able to, not necessarily have to throw hands.
Right.
You get the point?
Right.
I want to be in a position to defend the lives of the people I think are right, to defend the lives for. And that's not wrong. That's not a fetish. That's something that you don't understand. That's called love. It's called brotherhood. Really, it's called taking on the spirit of the Lord, that masculine spirit of being a father.
Right.
That's what it is. If you're a mother, guns, bang, bang. All right. You're breathing, right? You can breathe? Take a deep breath. All right, no problem. This gun could help that happen. I'm not saying the faith is in the gun or the faith is in the weapon.
Right.
But Christ said, go buy a sword in case.
Right.
In case the Passover meal, Moses told Israel, eat the meal with your weapon in hand.
Right.
In case. If you're Christian, what do you do? I'll just eat the meal and pray. I'll just eat the meal and pray. What's his name?
Donnell Harris.
Donnell Harris. You might have been in Egypt eating the lamb, saying, why Moses have a fetish with staves and swords? Why Moses got that fetish with staves and nigga, why are you eating the damn goat? You think we begged it to die?
Right.
Somebody had to cut his throat.
Right.
So it has a use. It's a tool. If you're not Christian, everything is a tool. This knife could make a meal or send somebody to the maker.
Right.
What? You know what I mean? What do you want? I don't understand it. Salaki, go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I may. This proves that men like this, they're not built for warfare. Right. You make statements like that.
That's sadly, but it's not a sin to not be built for warfare.
Right.
It's better if you understand the necessity for it.
Right.
And nobody likes the warrior until there's trouble at the gate. Nobody likes that old, that nigga who want to swing that sword and get busy until somebody's at the door. You understand? Nobody liked the UPK until Trump. Wop, wop, wop.
Salakia, sir. How that saying go? I would rather have it and not need it than to
need it and not have it. Yeah. Is the truth, Donnell Harris? Whatever. All right. Let me just get this last scripture here. Give me Ecclesiasticus. Give me gaze, not only a woman. What's that? 9. All right. So now we went through of the spirit of rebellion, of taking counsel and covering of another people, another nation, another God, another philosophy. Right. I like to keep it simple. Outside the UPK, outside the camp leader, if you're a woman outside your husband, you get the point? Right. Of course, if he's a certified officer in the truth. Right. You decide you're gonna now follow counsel after somebody else, a friend, some sinner in the world telling you what to do. Right. And helping you decide your goddamn life. Right. And they smoking butts. Right. And they getting high. Or they're in the strip club, whatever it is. Like you simple and you have a spirit of rebellion and whoredom. It's really you have a horse for it to not belong to any one person, but belong to yourself. Right. You understand? Not belong to anyone, but you belong to yourself. You totally tied into yourself. So, like, give me a quick. Damn, I didn't even realize the time.
Come on, sir. Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 5. Gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her.
Right. Where we at? Verse chapter 9.
Come on, sir.
Shit. All right, go ahead.
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 5.
Hold up, Salaki. Hey, everybody online, y'all make sure go right now. I'm gonna post the link in the chat. Y'all go right now, check out Command and Journey Hannah. He live right now. Go check it out. It's on YouTube. I'm posting it on Facebook and YouTube. All right. Go live now. Check out his stream. You can clip it up. Y'all go click that link we just put in there. Go check him out right now. Jump on in there. Get in there. Thumbs up. Subscribe. Everything. Click the stream up. Let me know when we're done.